Hello, this is a tutorial about how to set up the video equipment in order to start streaming, for instance, a lesson to students at a different location. This is called distance learning. I am making this as an assignment for my integrated test for the subject English. First of all, I will tell you what you need. One of the most important items you will need to stream your lesson across the world is a camera. It doesn't really matter what type of camera it is per se. Your camera could even be a webcam. You just need to make sure the quality of the image is good. I would recommend going for a camera with at least a resolution of 720p. Anything lower than this and the quality of the image will be very bad. You can also go for a responsive camera. This means the student on the receiving end, who is in other words watching your lesson from his or her home, for instance, can control the camera and change its zoom or pitch. This works nicely if you are streaming to one or two students, but I wouldn't recommend using one for more students. Students could end up playing with the camera instead of focusing on the lesson, which isn't what you want. Now that you know which camera you could use, it might be a good idea to think about a way to keep the camera stable. A good way to achieve this is by using a tripod. A tripod is an utility that has 3 legs and a mounting place for a camera. If you end up using a tripod, you have to make sure that your camera can actually be mounted on the tripod. You can check this by looking at the camera, usually the bottom. If your camera has a screw-like indentation, it should be possible to attach it to a tripod.
If you want to use a tripod, then make sure the surface on which you place it is flat. This is for the stability of the tripod. Alternatively, you could use a tripod which has fully adjustable legs. If your surface isn't flat enough, usually a tripod does have the ability to adjust the angle and pitch of the camera mount so that it shouldn't be a problem. You should place the tripod with the camera attached at a reasonable distance from you and or the blackboard. Usually 3 to 4 meters should suffice. Depending on where you place the tripod with the camera, you should choose the right angle and height. Placing the camera at about 75% of your height with an angle of 90 degrees should be good. Another important aspect is the lighting. The light should be balanced properly. This is really important. There should be a sufficient amount of light in the room you are streaming from. If you use too much lighting, the reflection on certain objects might be too bright, inhibiting the viewer from clearly seeing what's going on. On the other hand, if the light is too dim, the cameraman might struggle to keep up, lowering the quality of the image. Now that you've finished setting up the camera, you should connect it to the computer so you can actually start streaming.